Hey everyone, we're back for another episode of Fridays with the Fiddle Fig, where we cover common questions, misconceptions, and myths about real estate. I'm John Selby with the Selby team, and today's topic is, what are closing costs? So there's two main types of closing costs. There's a non-recurring closing costs and a recurring closing costs. Now the non-recurring closing costs are typically like one-time fees or basically one-time fees that are deductible and they're associated with the sale of the house. And then there's the recurring closing costs, which are not really considered fees, but they're more a proration of monthly costs that are associated with actually owning a home. So a few examples of a non-recurring closing cost would be an escrow fee, for example, a title, or even your lender fees. Those are all considered non-recurring closing costs. Real estate fees are also non-recurring closing costs, but typically that's paid for by the seller, so it's not really associated with the buyer closing costs in any way. A recurring closing cost would be something like your interest. You're going to prepay interest during a purchase or in your closing costs. You're going to have insurance prepaid. Want to make sure you're covered, your house is covered. Taxes, you're going to prepay some taxes, and depending on the time of year, it depends on how much or how big of a chunk of those they're going to ask you to prepay. Your HOA fee, so if you are buying a condo, they're going to make you at least prepay 1 month, I think it's 1 month, worth of HOA fees. And also mortgage insurance. So if you are getting a loan, let's say a lower down payment loan, 3.5%, 5% down, 10% down in some cases, you're going to have what's called primary mortgage insurance, and they're going to have that prepaid too. So that outlines kind of what a recurring closing cost and a non-recurring closing cost, or just closing costs in general for the sale of a home. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Again, as always, if there's a topic you want covered, please leave it in the comments or shoot us a personal message and let us know, and we'll make sure to cover it on a future episode. Again, John Selby with the Selby team. We'll see you next week for another episode of Fridays with the Fiddle Fig. See you then.